Hi, guys. Just letting you know, I'm not here to sell anything. I'm not here to promote anything. This is all about reality right now. And I just want to share these things with you in hopes to help you like it helped me. Hi, guys, and welcome to Lifestyle Makes Sense. This is sort of different from the ordinary of what I'm accustomed to doing with you guys, but I really wanted to share these facts and thoughts with you because everyone keeps talking inflation and recession, and you may be like me saying, okay, I just have to live. I just want to live every day. I don't care about inflation. I don't care about recession, but it's not should we care, it's because we care, if that makes sense. Maybe it will later on. But anyway, when we think about inflation and recession, I guess the best thing is to try to explain it in a way that we can really understand it. So here are the definitions of what a recession is, and then I'll give you one of what inflation is. So recession, it's a noun. It is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in two successive quarters. Okay, so a word stood out to me, not really a word, but some initials, GDP, when I was reading this. So I'm like, okay, well, what is a GDP? So I looked that up. A GDP stands for gross domestic product. So it's often cited in newspapers, on the television news, and in reports by governments, central banks, and the business community. It has become widely used as a reference point for the health of national and global economics. Okay. Yeah, that's what I did with that. Swiped it on to the left because I'm still clueless. So basically, let's go to recession first. Let's go to recession. What inflation? What is inflation? Inflation in economics and in most parts of the U.S. And other countries have adopted the same factors when it comes to recession and inflation. Let me mention that. But I am located in the United States, so it might mean different things in different places. Basically, it's a general increase in the prices of goods and services in an economy. When the general price level rises, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services. Consequently, inflation corresponds to a reduction in the purchasing power of money. So basically, your money becomes less valuable. Does that make sense now? So I don't want to beat around the bush and talk about inflation and recession and the definitions and all that, because basically they're going to use all these kind of words that you nor me can explain. I'm not a financial advisor. I didn't go to school for accounting, bookkeeping, anything mathematical, but I am a realist and I like to keep things real. So whatever I feed to you is what I've either done, plan on doing, or have been doing for a long period of time to help me, I guess, beat inflation. So these are 15 ways that we can use the recession. Remember, the recession is that period, that temporary period of time where the economy declines. Okay, so we'll go with that. We're going to use inflation, which is where our money power declines, to help us to get through a recession, because they say one is coming. They say one may already be here. I don't know. Again, I'm not into the history. That I just listen to the news, similar to probably what you do. But these are 15 ways to use this recession to help you get through the inflation that we're experiencing. They're in no particular order, and I don't value one over the other, but I want to share them all with you. So let's get through this. The first, here's what I've been doing here lately: buying gift cards. I buy them to use for myself, or I buy them to use as gifts to other people, because most of them never have an expiration date. So you can always use it at your convenience. Now, based on where you purchase these gift cards for, what stores or restaurants or whatever, yes, the value, the cost at that particular store may rise. But the great thing about it is, when you bought the gift card, you used your value of your current cash. You didn't have to increase your amount, like $2, $5, or whatever. You bought with what you had. You bought it at money value. So you can use it at your convenience. It doesn't have an expiration date. If it does, don't buy it, because most gift cards don't have an expiration date. So the extra benefit to that is, most places that you use a gift card at also give you reward points for using their business. So there are a number of them. I'm not going to list them, but there are several that you can use a gift card and you can get reward points for using it, which in turn, you build up those reward points for that particular business, and then you'll get free merchandise or free restaurant items off of the menu. It works. That's the first thing. Try to buy gift cards instead of using cash all the time. The second one, this, I know I've been a part of it for 2 years and I know it works. I've referred it to my husband. I've referred it to my sisters. I've referred it to my friends. Everyone who will listen, I refer it to. It's Join the Fetch app. Now, I don't know how long Fetch app will be around. I don't know if businesses will stop wanting to feed into the Fetch app, but all I know is right now, during price increase, this inflation we're going through, Fetch app is working. So you can download any receipt from basically anywhere: restaurant, grocery store, pharmacy, liquor store, I found that out, gas store, convenience store. It doesn't matter. You can upload a receipt to Fetch, and the minimum points you'll get is 25. So if you scan a receipt and it only gives you 25 points, those points continue to build up. But just say, for instance, you scan a receipt and up pops 2,500 points, up pops 5,000 points, just for that one receipt. So then you start to transfer these points into, guess what? Gift cards. And those gift cards can be used, no expiration date, far as I know, and in change of money. You don't have to use money to do it. You were going to go to the store and buy what you had to buy anyway. You have to get gas anyway. You have to get groceries anyway. You have to go to the pharmacy and get medicine anyway. Use that receipt. You paid out the money, the cash for it. So now scan it into the Fetch app, build up your points, and turn those points into gift cards. It works. It works. I can't wait. I've been holding on to mine. Right now, I'm at 17,000. And mind you, I've been at 17,000, 20,000, 25,000. I'm trying to reach 50,000. I've never lasted long enough to reach 50,000 points to get any type of gift cards. I always cash mine in. So I'm trying to hold out so I can get 50,000 points, so I can get multiple gift cards, because you don't have to get a $50 gift card with your 50,000. You can get two $25 gift cards, or you can get five $10 gift cards. I'm just saying. I put my referral code in this link. So if you want to get a jump start and get 2,000 points, use my code. I'll get 2,000, you'll get 2,000, and you will be well on your way like so many other people. That's number 2. Number 3, set a budget for your gas. Okay, I know many of you have to go back and forth to work. You can either start trying to commute with someone. That'll help limit your gas, help them pay for gas. 1 week you drive, the next week they drive, or you let them drive. Y'all just split the gas cost, or you drive, split the gas cost. That's another way. Or you can just set a limit for yourself. Say, for instance, you set $50. Well, take that $50 and do what with it? Buy a gift card for a gas station and use that gift card for that gas, and also get points. Now, if you're not using a gas station that offer reward points, consider changing to one that offer reward points. And if they don't offer reward points, look for some that take some cents off of your gas the more you use them. Now, it may not be a lot. It may only be 3 cents at one time. It may only be 5 cents at one time. But if you know that we're in an inflation and it's leading to a recession and your money is going to be less valuable, why not save 3 cents here, 4 cents there, 5 cents there, and even 10 cents in some places? It's worth it. Check into it. So that's number 1, 2, 3. Number 4, while we're talking about gas, don't forget, like I mentioned, to join the free gas rewards. Because if you go there anyway, why not let it benefit you double when you go there? So they don't cost anything to sign up for gas rewards. If it does cost you something to sign up for gas rewards, don't sign up for it. You should, if it's free, you shouldn't have to pay for anything. If it's free, you shouldn't be obligated to do anything. Or if it's free, it shouldn't run out. After a certain period of time, they're going to start charging you. That's not free. That's just temporary. That sounds like the recession. Temporary. You don't want that. So make sure you check into what benefits are the gas rewards. Don't just join because they have the gas rewards. So next, sell your lightly worn clothes and shoes. There are many people that I've seen day in and day out. They have a closet full of clothes, a closet full of shoes that they have not worn in the past 2 years, if ever. There are some people who have clothes and shoes with tags still on them. If you are one of those people, sell. Act like the stock market. Sell. It's time to sell. Sell those lightly worn clothes, sell those lightly worn shoes, or sell those never worn clothes, never worn shoes. Now, you may not be able to get what you paid for them because, like we say, inflation, things have risen, costs have risen and all that. People don't have as much money to spend. So be realistic about what you're selling your items for. I know some of you have the name brand items and all that, and you want top dollar back for them. You may not be able to get it, but it's not benefiting you to have it sitting in your closet. Okay? Get rid of it. If you can't wear it, can't use it, don't need it, get rid of it. Sell it. And that not only applies to clothing and shoes, that applies to basically anything that you have sitting around, furniture, anything. Sell it. If you don't need it, can't use it, don't have space for it for real, sell it. But don't expect market price for it. Be realistic, okay? The next one, reevaluate your budget. Now, not everyone has a budget. I didn't have a budget. I just recently started doing a budget, and I love doing a budget. That's why I made a YouTube channel out of it, because I love doing my budget. My budget saved me over $1,400 in 2 months. My budget allowed me to pay off 4 credit cards in 2 months. I don't see anything wrong with my budget. So budgeting is key. In about 6 months, I will reevaluate my budget because guess what? My debt will be reduced. My income may still be the same. I hope it have grown, but it may not. It may still be the same, but I know for a fact that my debt will be reduced. So I'm going to reevaluate it and see where I could perhaps save more and continue to spend less. It's worth a try, Look for ways where you can cut back and add to your savings and your emergency fund, because yes, we do need emergency funds. Are you still paying for cable? Could you reduce some of that? What's your internet bill costing you? What about all these television apps? Do you need all of them? Because guess what? A lot of the apps that you're paying for on the television, they play the same shows. So do you really need all these multiple apps that showing the same shows that you're interested in. Check it out. See if it works. Cut back on it. Now's the time to do that. Now's the time to cut back on that. Speaking of savings and emergency funds, how many savings challenges do you currently have, and what are you using the funds for? Before I started my budget, guess how many saving challenges I had? 0. Zilch. I didn't save anything. My goal was to spend, look for ways to spend. Now my goals are to look for ways to save. And with that, I've created about 10 different savings challenges for myself, and they all have brought in savings. They range from saving me $50 to $60 all the way up to $1,000. Now, I hadn't got into the big savings yet, but it's coming. It's coming, because once you get the hang of saving and the habit of saving in your bloodstream, it's going to feel good, and you're going to want to do it even more and more. One simple one that you can start with, let's say a $20 bill. You're going into a store and you're buying something that costs $9. They're going to give you change back. Okay? You with me? They're going to give you change back. Save that change, the jingle, and save the ones and the fives. And do that for about 6 months. And let me know how much you've saved. That's something simple that you can jump on right now. Don't just save the quarters. Don't just save the nickels. Don't just save the pennies. Don't just save the dollars. Save the whole entire amount of coins, all of the coins, and save the $1 bills and the $5 bills. And let me know if it worked out for you. Some of you may have already done it. I just started doing it about 2 months ago, and it's working out for me. I mean, I can't even begin to believe how much I've saved in ones and fives and change. Just can't. So start doing that. As far as your emergency fund, that's a good way to start that as well. But if you can, why not start with $10 a week, $20 a week? If you can't afford $20 a week, $20 a month. Start somewhere, because if you take $20 and save it for 12 months, 20 times 12, that's $240, okay? That you did not have, that you would not have had you not started somewhere. So start saving somewhere and put it somewhere where you can't have easy access to it, because it's easy to go back and say, oh, I got it and I'll put it back later. People do it all the time and it never gets put back. So start somewhere, okay? This next idea is if you already have savings. No matter how big or small your savings is, utilize this tip. Borrow money from yourself, okay? Don't go to a bank. Don't go to a credit card. Don't go to anyone that you know that you have to pay interest back on. If you have savings, if you have money stashed away, built up somewhere, borrow it from yourself without interest. So say, for instance, you have $1,000 stashed away, emergency fund or savings fund or what have you, and you all of a sudden need a transmission that costs $600. Don't go put it on your credit card. Take that $600 out. And I know it's going to be some people that's saying, no, don't mess with your emergency fund. But I would rather you leave $400 in your emergency fund, pay that $600 off, don't owe anybody, and pay yourself back that $600. So with this process, you'll need to do two things. First of all, before you touch the money that you have, that you need to write out a statement. I'm borrowing $600 from myself. My plan to pay it back is $50 a month, $100 a month. Whatever your arrangements are that you can afford to do, write it out. Sign it, date it, stick to it. Post it somewhere where you post all the rest of your bills and pay it it back. Pay it back. Don't get in debt if you don't have to. And definitely don't borrow money from yourself if you have to pay interest back on it. A lot of people look at their 401k they can borrow money from, or, and I know those are sometimes major purchases, but if you're not in a position to make a major purchase, don't make an unnecessary purchase. Don't go borrow money out of that account for unnecessary things. Some things are necessary, other things are not. Pick carefully what you're using your funds for, especially if you have to pay something back in interest. You don't have to pay yourself back in interest unless you choose to, but for the most part, write out an agreement and stick to that agreement. Borrow from yourself. And I know there are some naysayers who don't like that option, but I'm telling you, if we're in a recession and we're influenced by inflation, you're your best bank. You are your best bank, okay? Now, this one I had to cringe on, but it works because, like I said, I wouldn't tell you anything that I have not done myself. I know how to cook, okay? But I don't like to cook. I prefer having my food already prepared for me. That's just what I prefer. Is that the best way to go? Yeah, if you got $1 billion bank account, you can eat out every day and probably never get broke or never feel the effects of eating out every day. You probably could. I'm no billionaire. I'm no millionaire. So I feel the effects of eating out because my bills add up to about $500 to $600 every week because it's just the two of us. But I mean, we eat what we eat. We want to eat what we eat. So cooking at least 3 times a week can help reduce that cost. Okay. Grocery store costs are not cheap. And if you have a family of 4 or 5, that can be a challenge. I understand that. But if you look at taking a group of 5 out, eating out, versus cooking at home for a group of 5, you'll see a big difference, okay? When I did this, things we like to eat, salmon, grilled tilapia, steaks, baked pork chops, those things out, if I go out to buy them, we're paying close to $60 for the both of us. But if I bake them at home, grill them at home, buy my own charcoal, use that, buy my own oil, buy my own herbs, I'm paying maybe $25 per meal. First, $60 per meal versus $25 per meal. And I've even found some recipes and menus that I can use that only cost me about $10 per meal for both of us. $10 per day for both of us. And we are full, and many times we've had leftovers. So it can be done. Get on the internet, look for menu planning ideas under $15. Look for menu planning ideas under $25 if your family is larger. Look for ways that you can work around eating out. Save money. And to make it even extra, make this a savings challenge. This can be a savings challenge because you know what it costs you to go out for 2 people to eat a steak, have a drink, have a dessert if you want. You know what that costs, maybe $75. So when you do it at home, when you cook it yourself at home and you're only spending $15, 75 minus 15, you're saving $60. Put that $60 into an envelope. That's your new savings challenge. Every time you save money by cooking in instead of eating out, put the difference in a savings challenge and see if you come up with, see what you come up with. And yeah, you can spend it. You can go spend it on groceries. Another thing, don't overbuy groceries. Don't overbuy. I don't like grocery shopping. I don't. So I have to shop. If I'm going to shop, I have to shop for at least 3 days at a time, at least 3 days. But I dare not shop for a month at a time. I dare not shop for a week at a time, because some of the food don't last long these days. So you're going to either end up with wasted food, or you're going to end up overspending and throwing so much away. It's not gonna work if you're not eating it. So don't overspend. Try to cook at least 3 times. If you love to cook, boost it up to 5 or 6 times a week. It helps. It helps. But you got to plan your menus. That's the key. Menu planning. Plan your menus and use things that require some of the same ingredients, so you don't have to keep going out buying different ingredients all the time. All right, next. I'm all about pampering myself. I love some pampering, okay? But pampering is costly. Massage, costly. Pedicures, costly. Nails, costly, okay? So if you like getting your nails done, I did these myself. It cost me $7 versus going to somewhere else and paying $50, $60, or $70 for nails that last 2 weeks. These last 2 weeks, but it only cost me $7. Let's measure here. And we're talking temporary, remember. Remember, this recession is temporary, they say. Inflation, temporary. So you don't have to do it forever. Just reduce it back a little bit. We got to beat the recession, beat the inflation, and the time to do it is now. So the decisions you make to cut back now, to reduce things now, will help you get through those times. If you're used to getting your feet done, something that may cost only $40, but if you can buy the little machine thingy for $25 and use it, then guess what? You're saving, because the machine thingy, you can keep it, but the pedicure is gone after 2 weeks, a month or so. Just things to think about. Saving, cutting back, it's temporary, they say. So why not do it temporarily? Save yourself some money. Even have a glass of wine on yourself with it, with the extra that you save. Now, this one is a big one, because another thing I don't like to do is my hair. I don't like to comb my hair. I love to go to my beautician, my stylist, and let her do it, because it feels so good to have them wash it and style it, and you walk out and you're feeling so good and refreshed. It's one of the best feelings ever. But recession, inflation can cause them to go up on their prices, or it can cause you not to have the money to be able to afford that. So I don't want you walking around all sad because you can't get your hair done. What you can do, this is what you can do. Make a deal with your stylist. For the most part, they don't want to lose you as a customer, because that's their job. They need the income, just like you need to look and feel pretty, right? So they like repeat customers. They know you're a repeat customer, and you're probably a long-time customer, but inflation, recession has kicked in. So go to your hairdresser, go to your stylist and say, I come here every week and I pay $80 every week. We're in an inflation. We're in recession. Let's make a deal. Why don't I still continue to come every week, but instead of me paying you $80 a week, can I pay you $60 a week? But here's the deal, the good deal. I'll pay you for 4 weeks in advance. So let's do some math. $80 that you have to come up with, we'll use 4 weeks. $80, 80 plus 80 plus 80 plus 80. That's $320 for the month, right? You're going to pay that regardless, because you go every week. Instead of paying that, you agree, you try to offer her $60 for the same services, is just paid up front. You'll have to pay her $240, him or her, $240 up front, but you get to go to the stylist every week. He or she gets to keep having her or his or her customer base come back to them. because they would rather receive the $240 than negative $360. Okay? Because if you have to get to a point where you stop, where you're not able to go get your hair done and all of that, then they lose out on that. So it's a win-win situation if you just talk to them. They may not be able to do it. They may not be in a position to do it, because who knows what their expenses are, because inflation has hit them too. But it's worth a try. And it may give them an idea to offer it to other customers. So now you've helped yourself, and you've helped other clients, and you've helped your stylist. I don't know if it'll work with barbers, but it might work with hairstylists for the women. Just try it. See what it does. Let's not leave out the kiddies. This is the next one. Same with daycare. I know that you love your caregiver for your children. You need your caregiver for your children because you need to work. But that $100 a week, $200 a week, whatever it runs for now, is kicking your butt. Let's just say you're paying $100 a week. That's $400 a month. And that's probably bare minimum. It's probably not too much less than that. But if you go and you offer them, you say, I really love my child coming here. I love you caregiving for my child, but inflation, recession has struck. So can I offer you, instead of $100 a week, can I offer you $75 a week, and I pay you the $300 up front? That way they're covering their bases, because say for instance, if they agree to let you pay the $75 and then you decide to take your kid out or your kid don't show up, then you don't pay. So they're not benefiting from that. But if you agree to pay them the $300 up front and do it monthly until this temporary recession, temporary inflation is ended, they might just agree. So you're saving for yourself and you're saving for them. But they may offer it to other clients that they're caregiving for. So you're helping other people as well. It's worth a try. If all they can do is say no, and all you can do is continue to pay the $100 a month, a week as they ask, but it's worth a try. But if you've been a faithful customer of theirs, more than likely they may try to work out something with you. And even if they say, well, I can't let you pay 75, but how about 80? Or how about 85? It's still less than 100. So you're still coming out great with that. You're still saving something. Give it a try. We got to help each other out during this inflation recession. Another way to help each other out is grab up a few of your friends and reduce bulk buying. By that, I mean, it's okay to go to the big market wholesale stores to buy your bulk purchases. But instead of just buying up a bunch of things for your family, why don't you buy up a bunch of things and then you and some friends split those things and then split the cost, okay? So you have to buy your toilet tissue, you have to buy your Lysol, you have to buy your cereal, you have to buy your snacks. All that comes to $100 out of your pocket. But say, for instance, you have 4 other friends that's willing to go in and y'all split those things in half. And no, you won't have items in your cabinet for 6 months, but you will pay less, okay? So I would rather break up my toilet tissue, my Lysol, my cereal, whatever, snacks, and pay $25 and let them pay 25 and them pay 25 and them pay 25 versus me having to pay all the 25. All of the $100 bill myself. It's worth a try. You never know. A lot of times friends have said, hey girl, I've purchased all this Lysol, or I've purchased these wipes, or something that they've purchased at the bulk store, and they'll give me one. And that's nice. That's very generous of them to give me some of their bulk purchases. But wouldn't it be better if you all chipped in and helped each other out? So if I needed it, if I needed that gift, then of course I'm going to accept it as a free gift. But if I have the ability to help, because after all, I might be going to the bulk store next week and paying for the same things, same amount, I can share with hers. And not everyone will want to do that, because some people like to have stuff stuck in all of their cabinets, all of their drawers, all of their closets. They like that. But if you're not one of those type of people, but even if you are, let me back up. Even if you are that type of person who likes to have things in every storage place in your house, every closet in your house, it's temporary. So you can go back to doing all that after we've beat this inflation and beat the recession, okay? Now it's not the time to say, I want it my way, I want it my way. If you want it your way, then you must be a billionaire. I'm just saying. All right, this next one is an oldie but goodie, because we still use it. Don't rule out coupons. They still exist, okay? The thing about couponing, though, is a lot of times they offer coupons for things that we may not necessarily buy all the time. We may not necessarily need. Those are the coupons you skip over. I don't want you going out getting another bill or buying something you don't need. I want you to skip over those coupons. But the coupons that we can use for things that we buy all the time, toothpaste, deodorant, we buy those things all the time. Find a coupon instead of buying it outright. Coupons still work. I don't know if they still double them or triple them, but they do still work. So even if it saves you $1.50, $2.75, cents add up, okay? Save. That's another savings challenge you can create. Whatever your coupon is, drop that in a bucket and save it. If it's $1.50, drop $1.50 in your savings bucket. If it's $2, drop $2 in your savings. You've saved that, and see where that gets you in 6 months. You're building up your emergency fund. Lastly, and this one I do cringe on a little bit. I don't even like to offer it because not everyone is disciplined enough to utilize it. But if you have to use your credit card, if you must use your credit card, listen carefully. Use one that gives you rewards or cash back, or they have an option where you can get cash back on different stores and purchases. There are several credit cards that offer these services. Use one that does that. Don't just use a credit card just to be saying, I got to use a credit card. Get something out of it. And then by all means, don't overspend on your credit card. Be able to pay it back right away. Okay? It's not like borrowing from yourself. You don't need to pay it back over time. You need to pay it back right away. That's what got me in trouble with my 5 credit cards. I've paid 4 of them off. I'm working on the 5th one. And by golly, when I do, I hope to not get back in that situation where I'm just swiping, because it's dangerous and it can snowball real fast. So I reversed that snowball and I snowballed my debt, and I got those 4 credit cards paid off. And I'm going to snowball this 5th one and get it paid off too. That's all I got. Those are the 15 options that you have, friends. And I thank you for spending this time with me, because we may not understand all the inflation language, the recession language, but we do understand when we go to the gas pump, when we go to the grocery store, when we go to the pharmacy, some medicine they told me was $245 the other day. Really? So I looked for a coupon. I looked for an alternative. I looked for a cheaper one. I found one, $20.45. It works. So don't be so bent in wanting it your way unless you're a billionaire. The only way you can be bent is if you're a billionaire. Keep that in mind. Bent, billionaire. If you're not a billionaire, you can't be bent on your decisions. We have to change our decisions. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've tried any of these, if you have any other fight inflation tricks and tips that has worked for you, because I don't know everything. I just know what has worked for me. Thank you, friends. And until next time, I'm Melissa, and I look forward to talking with you again. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Lifestyle makes sense.